You know, I've been self-employed for years. It's not a decision I regret in the slightest. One of the beauties is you get to do exactly what you want to do and when you want to do it. In short, you're the boss. But what happens when you work for someone else? You will either get a good employer or a bad employer, or a good experience or a bad one. It all depends where you are and what you do at the end of the day. Let's discuss. How do everyone? Welcome back to the channel for a Thursday. Hope you're doing all right. Well, this thing about employment, it's all going to get very interesting very soon, isn't it? But there is a long-term problem that goes on in the workplace. You know, people's ability to be able to do the job that they've been employed to do. Me personally, I've been self-employed for donkey's years, and I've been a cab driver for about 10. I did work in the IT industry for a number of years, and I had a job where I was a senior engineer for a firm. I won't name them because there's no problem or anything, but I found with the pressures of the job, my hands began to shake when I went into work, and I was feeling rather not quite myself, shall we say. And I went to the doctor's, and he prescribed me a week off work. And I took the week off work, and I went back and carried on, and a couple of days later my hands began to shake. And I went to the doctor again, and he says, I've got a prescription for you. It's a new job. And that's exactly what I did. Hence, I now drive cabs, and I have done for the last 10 years. And also got on the old YouTube and started gobbing off about various subjects I like to talk about. Well, look at this article that I pulled out earlier. Yes, a lady called Helen worked as a mortgage advisor and found that with the demands of the job, which she must have had some idea of when she signed her contract of employment and agreed to her terms of employment, stressed her out to the point she was having trouble coping with it, and she ended up doing 48-hour weeks on a lot of occasions. The trouble is with mortgage advisors, in the main, a lot of them get a base salary which isn't great, and then they build up the rest of it by means of commission. So obviously she's going to have to put the hours in to get the commission that she's owed. She started moaning, saying, I'm stressed, I'm working too much, and to be honest, 48 hours in a week probably is too much for an employed person. I'd expect it for a self-employed person, because you have to go where the money is all the time. And she was brought into the office in a meeting, and she was dismissed. Guess what happened next? She took them to court for unfair dismissal, and she won. The company were ordered to pay her £23,000 in damages, plus any unpaid commissions that she'd accrued. Despite the fact they were saying she's no good for the job, they'd rewarded her with bottles of champagne and various other things not long before that for a job well done. So a bit duplicitous, if you ask me. You've got to make sure that the job role that you sign up for is one that you can do, and the company are going to look after you, because at the end of the day you are working for somebody else. You have responsibilities and you've got to fulfill them or quit. You know, in this case it worked out and she was compensated, but it's not always the way. In the current climate that we're in at the moment, there's going to be a lot of layoffs coming very soon with furlough ending, and there's going to be other opportunities available, and a lot of people have to think very long and hard about what they decide to do before they do it. You've got to be able to cope with the pressures of what you're letting yourself in for. No two ways about it. Anyway, let me know what you think below, and also if you've had this kind of experience yourself as well. And I'll be off, and I'll see you in a while with another one. This is the Cabby signing off. Toodaloo.